This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let's get right into the news.
Introducing Blanca La Fina, a dope artist. Go check out her new video, Private Dancer, below. Blanca La Fina, all links below.
All right, so we got Young Thug, and he is coming home to a brand new start for real. No Gunna, no rapper, no business, only his own business, which means Young Thug business. You just lost your girl. You've lost all your friends. So this is a new start for real, for real. Now, of course, he played the victim last night on Big Bank's show. He claimed that he was always friends with Nut, and that Woody's the one that got out of control and took things upon himself. Woody took his chain and then returned it, not knowing it was Nut's chain, and things got escalated between those two. I tried to calm it down, and so did he, between the crews, but it got out of control. That couldn't be further from the truth. But hey, okay, that's his truth, right? Gunna, the whole Gunna thing. He's saying, oh, Gunna, I gave him everything. I gave him his career. I did everything for him. I put him in his first apartment, his first car, his first... Dude, you recognized his talent and you got him jump-started like any label would. If Gunna was signed to a label, they would have done all that. Then he says, oh, he backstabbed me one time. Ask Cash XO. You're trusting him over Gunna, who you're next to all the time? When Gunna was just trying to see what else was out there as leverage... Because it's Young Thug's not just the label, okay? He's just like the imprint between Gunna and 300. He's the 300 is the label. So, and I think Gunna's even directly with Atlantic now, if I'm not mistaken, right? Let's check. Your career starts, you want it to keep going. You don't want to be babied your whole life, right? So, Young Thug was trying to, yo, you can't do nothing without me. Let the man be, yeah, it's still under 300. But it's and it's still young. This is his last album with Thug. But here, Young Thug wanted to keep him up under his armpit his whole life. Life doesn't work that way, okay? He's his own man. He's on, I don't know what number album this is. It's you know what's crazy about it? Young Thug never even did an album with Lil Baby, but Gunna did an album with Lil Baby, and it was the biggest thing ever. Some of those songs streamed, I think, 1 billion streams. I don't know. There's something about Young Thug who he thinks he's bigger than he really is. And it's weird. It's really weird, okay? He thinks he's bigger than Future. He actually thinks he's bigger than Future. He says, yo, Future's lame. Future calls me to, help him write. And then he acts like I'm not helping him. And, when the girls come in, and I'm like, yo, you lame. Bro, you're lucky to have, that connection. This is... He's misinterpreting that this is maybe he still hasn't realized that this is the music business. These aren't your friends. I had to learn that the hard way too. You start thinking these people are your friends because everyone's like, my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother. No, this is business. You have a contract with Gunna. You do contracts and split sheets with Future when you do music with them. This isn't for fun. This isn't a gang. He treated his record label like a gang. And guess what happened? Gunna got arrested. Was that fair? Is that fair that Gunna gets arrested and has to sit in jail because Young Thug was reckless and was beefing with this person and YF and Lucci and shooting up cars and doing everything that an artist shouldn't be doing, right? You're operating as a gang and a record label. YSL was very much a gang. It operated as a gang. But, you know, it should be just a label. It's crazy, you know? So he's sitting there saying, yo, he was telling them that it's a gang. So did your brother. Your brother took a plea deal the same day. So did a lot of people. 8 other people took plea deals because they wanted to go home. Because who wants to stay in jail? And they tried to, and their lawyers tried to make sure that it didn't affect the other people involved. And yeah, that whole thing that YSL's not a gang, that wasn't going to work. That tactic wasn't going to work. It just wasn't going to work. So anyways, Mariah, the scientist, left him because this phone call got released between this girl in the top left-hand corner that Gossip of the City got a hold of. And Young Thug was talking to her about, you know, when he comes home, they're going to have children and all this stuff while he's with Mariah, the scientist, who's holding him down for the whole bid. So, you know, I'm sure there's a bunch of phone calls like this, you know. And he says, my baby, I was wrong, and I'm sorry for what I put you through. You deserve better from me. Thank you. This is what he should be writing to Gunna. He should be writing this to Gunna, too, because, you know, you showed me love. And I lost you forever. Nobody leave her. This letter should be to Gunna too, because he lost Gunna's trust by getting him locked up. Bro, why do you think Gunna was looking for another deal somewhere else? He didn't want to be around all this. Like, okay, you know, we're carrying guns everywhere. There's shootouts. There's this. Yeah, Gunna grew up in the hood, but he doesn't want to be in the hood. Gunna doesn't want to be in the hood. That was his environment growing up, but not many people want to stay there. You don't see Jay-Z, like, you know, building a house across the street from the hood, do you? No. It's part of your upbringing, you know, and you move on. You want a better life than you had when you were growing up, right? So anyways, he says chapter ended. She put out a bunch of stuff. This is the transcript from the girl. He says, when do you plan on having kids? She said, when you get out. He said, bet. When you come home, I'll have kids, she says. And he's like, yeah. Right, the scientist is probably like, why was I holding this guy down? And he says, to everyone involved in this situation, I'm sorry this is happening. I hope you guys can forgive me. I'm moving forward with my life. Thank you, God. Now he wants to go to God. But, like, I'm going to be honest with you. Young Thug was not turning to God most of his career. He was playing with the other side. Let's be real, okay? Look at his music. Look at the imagery. So he canceled his Aiden Ross interview tonight. He says he doesn't want to keep talking about this stuff anymore. And obviously, you know, he just lost his girlfriend. He says, and then Aiden Ross says, I'm sorry, Chad's out of my control. Thug wanted to do it at a better time. He didn't want to do it for any money, though. It'll happen another time. He's not trying to talk about this anymore and move on. So that's canceled. Meanwhile, YNW Portland, this is his lawyer. This lawyer said, hey, we're taking it to trial. And Portland was like, bet. This is not going to turn out well, I'm telling you. And then Little Woody said, why'd you have to go and tell my baby mom that I'm on meds? Because in the interview with Big Bang, he says, you know, Little Woody, he's on medicine. He ain't right in the head. He ain't like us. And lastly, Drake talks about going to see Young Thug in jail. Let me make sure. Hold on a second.
And he was like, man, what the fuck you got going on, twin? He was like, I never seen this part of the jail before in my life, nigga. He said, they can't got me out my cell. They said, Drake here to visit you. I said, man, y'all nigga trying to break me, man. Y'all nigga trying to drive me crazy, man. It's 9:30 at night. Ain't no way y'all let me have no goddamn visit right now. He was like, yo, man, you motherfucking too big, nigga. He's like, I never got an in-person visit in the jail since I've been in this motherfucker. They said, Drake here, they come get me out my cell. They got me sitting in a damn conference room.
Well, that's that. I mean, the jail would want to do that so there's not like a big uproar. You know, that the Drake's there. They probably have to do it at a certain time to do the visit and all that stuff. And Drake has enough pull to do that. Anyways, yeah, Young Thug's going through a transition. He kind of brought this kind of environment on himself, going so hard at rats and this and that, and then you get exposed. Everyone's looking at you like, what? You know? You were calling Rollo a rat. You were calling this person a rat, Gunna a rat. You were going hard at everybody and just acting like you're just put everybody on in Atlanta and everybody should bow down to Young Thug. You know, he is Atlanta music when couldn't be farther from the truth. But anyways, that's it. It's Jordan Tower with JT News. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and you know Young Thug will be all right. He'll get back to making good music, but he's got to get this complex out of his head. That he should really work on his relationship with Gunna and make that business better. It's business in the end of the day.
Introducing Blanca La Fina, a dope artist. Go check out her new video, Private Dancer, below. Blanca La Fina, make sure you go subscribe to her YouTube and go check out her video, Private Dancer. Go check out her TikTok and all her other links below.